Hello, 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 and welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We got a tasteful topic for you today: stolen virility. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to bring my guest in a minute, but as y'all know, through the generation of us having children, we have, are dealt with children dealing with self-esteem and trying to build them up, to, grow into taking more into loving themselves. But what happens with a child when that is stolen from them? Because as the children throughout the years, they deal with different styles that they have experience with just to make themselves smile, make themselves feel pretty. And as with little girls, we make sure that when they grow to take more credit into themselves and more pride into how they look. But what do we put into them when we actually take that away from them? And at this moment, before I bring in my guest, I'm gonna show y'all a little clip.
Let us find out you the one fucked that baby head up and blaming it on somebody else. Boy, you saw a picture. I ain't gonna lie, it was cute. I ain't say it was ugly. It was braided real cute. It just was tight as hell, and I ain't do it. Number one reason, I'm real petty Betty. I didn't do it, and I ain't tell him to let nobody do it. So the second number one reason is that what showing up made me cut it out. I love to see that it was too tight. It was too tight. It was too tight. My baby hair had her skin, meat was puffing up between the braids and everything. It was pretty, but it was too tight. And I don't even braid her hair that tight. Who was fighting at work? I told you, stop playing with
This
me.
motherfucker cut my baby hair out of here.
So then,
Look at that
now
shit. That shit sad. Hurt
Now
my
wait.
baby feeling.
Now wait.
Cause you don't hurt the dad, you hurt her
I
feelings.
do
You
my
hurt my
own
baby
girl
feelings.
hair.
My baby sat there for 2 hours.
I do my own girl hair.
My baby sat there for 2 hours.
Stop playing with me.
Now, all the way from Austin, Texas, to join in on the conversation, I bring in our host, Dwight, our co-host, Tanise, and speaker, Keisha. How we doing? How we doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Good to see y'all today. Y'all ready for Christmas?
Mm. Mm.
Me either.
Oh, that just tells me the year is almost up. And hopefully, the same thing don't happen this year. That's gonna happen next year.
I know, right? I
Yeah.
mean, all we could do is pray through it and try to just stay positive. But as y'all seen in this clip that we just had, I have a lot of emotions about it. But I mean, when you hear what her reason was, we're gonna get into that
Mm-mm.
in a minute. But as our little girls, because I'm pretty sure each one of us got a daughter. And I know when I had my daughter, my pride is her identity and how she looked every time she was around the house or when she stepped out the house. I wanted I felt good when my child looked beautiful, when her hair was done in a certain way. But when you're in a relationship and the relationship ends, you tend to have some fathers, and I say some because you do have some that don't want to, that don't take the interest in their children anymore. And I mean, I have a lot of respect for men that do take that pride in time out with their children, even though they're not still with that mother. But I mean, in this situation here, I'm gonna go to Dwight first, our host, and to kind of tell me what is your feeling, because I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with the father did, but then when the mother cut the baby's braids out, that kind of had me in a feeling a certain type of way.
Yeah. What she did was just wrong. It sounds like she's a bitter woman. She's sitting there talking about, oh, the woman braided my child hair too tight. You can see this and that, which is a lie. We can see that for ourselves. She just did that because I don't know if she's still in love with her man, or she just feel bad because the girl did a better job with her daughter hair than she did. But in a way, she probably had the girl hair done, and his dad took her to go get her hair done. So I don't see the big deal. This woman made a big mess out of nothing and just made her child feel bad. And that's just sad. I mean, and me being the father, I probably would have cussed her out, not in front of the child, but that's just wrong, in my opinion. It's just wrong. She could have did. She could have, she wasn't happy with. She could have took him to the side and talked to him, but cutting that child's head, cutting the beads, and cutting the hair, that's just low. That's low, real low.
And yeah, I agree with you. I do. And I mean, like I said, when I saw the child's, expression and how she reacted when her mother was doing this, and I mean, me personally, y'all know how I feel when you do certain things in front of children. One, I don't feel like you should argue in front of children. It's not healthy for one. If we got a disagreement, we need to go to another room for one.
Mm.
But to do this, I mean, it was just, it had many emotions. Denise, what was your thoughts when you seen this here?
I call her crap, full of crap. And those are not the words I really want to use. Because if she was so concerned about it being so tight, first of all, you wouldn't have done it in front of the father and in front of the child, outside in public, around so everyone can see you do it. You would have took her inside and say thank you for doing her hair, but it is tight, kind of tight, and took her inside the house and explained to her, baby, I'm gonna take it down, but I'm going to redo it for you. That was some bull crap that she was calling out. She was an angry, bitter woman.
And I have to agree because when I looked up on it, because I wanted to get the actual facts behind, when he went to when he took his child to get his hair done. Was it a girlfriend that did it? Was it a shop, whatever? And at first, when you look at the title, it said that, because his girlfriend, but it ended up being that he wanted to surprise his daughter and he picked her up from school and took her to get her hair done.
Mm-hmm.
And so, me personally, it's like this. That was a father and daughter time. That was a bond between them two. And my thing is that had nothing to do with her.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to take, because I know she gives her reasons that, oh, well, because if you listen to her expression, it was like she said, it was even better that the fact that I seen that it was too tight. I was trying to look as close as I can to that baby's head, and that hair did not look like, because she was trying to say the scalp was bulging or whatever. My thing, if that was the reason, just like with us, we'll take oil to loosen it up or whatever. So I don't think that was the reason at all, And my thing is, what he did for her, one way she reacted was, to me, poor parenting skills.
Very poor.
You don't do that in front of him. You could have said, baby, go in the house for a minute. Mommy needs to talk to dad, and you could have approached that in a different manner. My thing was, she tried to say because she didn't do it and the hair was too tight. No, baby, you was mad because the mere fact that another woman did it. Okay. And, I know me and Denise had talked about this situation, the fact that when you're no longer with that guy, you have to accept the fact that he's going to go on. He's going to get into another relationship, and there's going to be a woman there. And being that he bonds with his child, she's the woman that he's with is going to be around that child.
Yep.
And my thing is, like with my children, when I divorced my ex-husband and when I moved out from my relationship, I knew another woman was going to be there. But my thing was just respect that I am this child's mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And my, like me and Denise were talking earlier, if you have a reasoning, a legitimate reasoning, which what we spoke about, Denise, was the fact that the chemistry in the hair. I can't speak for other hair types, but I know what the African-American hair types is like, even with mine. I can't have everybody's hands in my hair. I can't just use any other product or keep switching up because my scalp start breaking out. I start itching and my hair will break off. Let those be the reasonings. But if you look exactly through her cause of it, to me, her reasoning was the fact that, yeah, you had another woman in her hair and I didn't do it. And you heard her say that. It was the fact that she didn't do her hair. Now, Denise, my thing is, and I don't know if you agree or disagree. My thing is, if she felt that way and she don't want no other woman to be in her child's hair, and before that child went to daycare every day, shouldn't she have made sure that that child hair was already done, so that way it wouldn't have to be done?
Yes. She should have made sure the baby's hair was already done or expressed her feelings to the father that she doesn't want anyone else touching her baby's head.
Exactly. So, Dwight, in a situation like that, because I know you have a daughter, and I know how you are about your daughter, and you tell me what do you feel in this situation with this type of woman right here, and we're talking about specifically this woman, not the mother of your child, but with this woman and her actions. What was your feeling? As me and Denise expressed that she should have already had the hair done if she's going to feel that way about another woman being in the hair.
True. Men, be careful who you get with. It's a result from it because some women, like this lady, you got to understand it took two of y'all to make that child. And if that man's a caring father, he's going to want the best for his daughter and he's not going to do anything to harm her. And like I believe Teresa said, and if or you said, if the child walking around looking like a cheetah pet and you not doing the hair, yeah, I'm gonna take my daughter to go get her hair done. Some if I don't know how to do it, I'm okay. She lazy or whatever's up with her, she don't want to do my little girl's hair. I'm gonna take and get it done somewhere else and everything. She ought to appreciate that because but see, like I said, some women look at it and make them look bad because oh girl, she don't even take care of her child's hair. Like, and so when another woman's in her child's hair saying, "Ooh, this is your child, the mama of your baby don't even take care of the girl hair," that's another reason why she mad. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure that girl's gonna probably talk about like why she let her child walk around with her head looking like a cheetah pet. So
Exactly, because you do have those men that are very protective about their daughters, and they like their daughter to be at a certain standard when it comes down to their look. Now, Keisha, I know
Mhm.
you're just coming back in, and you seen the video that we played about the little girl. And before we move on to our feeling about the child herself, what was your feeling about the actions between the mother and the father and how the mother handled it?
Well, I think the mother and the father had some issues that had nothing to do with that baby. The mom probably got upset because he let another woman do the baby's hair, which the baby's hair did look good before um, she cut it all out. Um, it hurt the little girl's feelings. So I think the mom was selfish. I think she was 100% in the wrong for doing that to her baby, because even if you're mad at the man, think about what you're doing to your child and how she's going to feel about what you did.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
Now, in this situation here, as the mother, how would you had handled it when it came down to this situation with your child when he's bringing you the child?
Oh.
I wouldn't have done that to my daughter's hair. One, somebody took the time to do it. Um, One thing about me, I'm not a jealous mom. If somebody took the time to help me and did my daughter's hair and it's beautiful and she likes it, regardless of how I feel internally, I'm gonna leave my daughter's hair like that because it makes my baby feel good. And it's not really saying anything about my character. Maybe I didn't have time. Maybe I was busy. Maybe I worked too much. But if the dad took it upon himself to get his daughter's hair done, then the mom should have respected that because I would have respected it.
Exactly, exactly. Because we do have single moms. We do work a lot. We have a lot on our hand, and it's not saying that we're neglecting our child's well-being. But my thing is that I'm looking at this baby, and my heart just broke for her to be so young, and the mother is just in. She could sense the anger from her mom, and she's hearing the arguing and chaos go on between each other,
Crying.
which I feel like that was not the place to do that in front of the child.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like she did not handle that as an adult,
Nope.
and set an example as well as her daughter on how to handle a situation like this in a relationship, when it comes down to a relationship when it has ended. And my thing is I'm gonna go over to Dwight and and then come around to Keisha and Denise. But how do you think this will affect this child in this when you dealing with this type of action here? Because if you see she's to me it's already traumatizing because you see how she's screaming.
It can affect the child in a lot of ways. Kids, they remember a lot of stuff at a young age, and she's gonna remember that her dad took her to get her hair done. She's gonna remember that instantly the mama just went off, cut the girl's hair for no reason. The beads are hitting the ground. And the father, he wasn't being angry. He was just saying, "You made my baby cry. Why would you do that?" And she just kept going, "Well, blah blah blah," and saying whatever the nonsense she was saying. But that's how the effects on children. And who to say how many other times she might have argued with him about a shirt he might have bought, some shoes he might have bought. So usually the children they grow up to not liking the mama so much because they feel like daddy's doing what he can do, and she just being bitter, nasty, and just taking her anger out on the kids for some reason, and it's just wrong. And it has effects on children when they grow up, and some of these kids resent their parents, mother or father, whoever's doing it. So she was just wrong for that. She just like Keisha said, she could have took him in the room and said, "Hey, blah blah blah," and then argue in front of the child, and she could have handled it a better way. But like I said, just the way she act, man, be careful what you get, because that's what you get.
I agree with him 100% on that. But I still think that it had nothing to really do with the child. It had everything to do with him. Everything to do with him. And because herself, whatever issue they had, and I wouldn't be surprised he's the one that left her and she's bitter about it. Um, and took that issue out on the child being immature, childish.
And you know what? You're actually right about that because just like what he said was correct. The fact is, you're not hurting the daddy, you're hurting a child. And that's why I said, what do you feel that, how this is going to affect this child and,
And
as she grow?
oh, I can tell you, it's going to affect her in some kind of way. It's going to give her some anxiety, some type of anxiety or insecurities about things.
Yes.
It is.
Well, I would definitely say it's going to make that baby at an early age have to choose between the mom and the dad because they're not on the same accord.
Uh-uh.
Um,
Mm.
so she's going to have to be one way with the mom to keep the mom calm at a little age. And then she's going to have to be one way with the dad. She's already refereeing and she looks like she can't be no more than maybe 2 or 3 at the most. And she's going to learn how to referee, but it's going to have long-term mental, emotional effects. She's not
Mhm.
really going to, it's already damaging her trust because she trusts her dad, she trusts her mom, but then when, she's going to always be afraid that when dad do something for her, if mom don't approve, she going to tear it up, cut it up, throw it away. So it's going to teach her how to start lying very early and hiding stuff in order to keep her stuff.
Wow. Now that's something to think about.
Yes,
That hit it right there. That's going to teach her how to
yes,
be this
on it now.
dishonest because she cannot trust her mother's reaction. She's going to be in fear of the mother's reaction. But I think
Hmm.
also, as a child's coming up, if her mother does not correct her on, take responsibility for her actions and how she's handling her daughter when it
Hmm.
comes down to relation with her dad, she's teaching her also how to have a bitter and angry relationship of her own. And
Or,
so it's like,
and she's gonna keep secrets.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I mean,
Hmm.
it's sad. It's sad. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna go to this next subject, and it's on the same guidelines that we're speaking about children and their self-esteem when it comes down to their hair.
Because my kid thinks it's more important to be pretty than educated, more important to be a follow body than a leader, right? Okay. I'm not a parent who likes to use physical discipline. Come here, you gotta learn today, girl. No physical discipline. Mom, don't mom me. No. You had your warning, you had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't shit if you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you to listen and do as you're supposed to. I told you to do good in school. I told you to do your daily routine, and you yet to even do any of it. And you thought you were disobeying me today and I was not coming to cut this hair off. You're sadly mistaken because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom.
You guys are on here acting like I owe you guys some explanation. I could care less about the comments. I could care less about the likes. I could care less about the views. Never did this for comments, likes, or views. I did it because I stood on my word as a parent. For a whole year, I've been telling her I was going to do this if she didn't stop doing the stuff she was doing. She didn't believe me. I didn't believe myself. I didn't think I'd do it either. But God's grace, yes, ma'am, I stood on my word for once, and I made sure I stood on it. I don't care for the likes. I don't care for the comments. I don't care for the TikToks. I didn't do this to embarrass my daughter. If I wanted to embarrass my daughter, I would tell you guys what she actually did. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not here to embarrass my daughter. She is my kid, and that is between me and my kid. I see some weird comments like, oh, she's jealous of her kid. How the hell can you be jealous of someone who's your twin? She's literally identical to me. Eyebrows, ears, nose, mouth, teeth. Who's literally my identical twin. After exhausting so many different types of discipline, writing lines, grounding, taking away, doing all of that, it doesn't matter. When I ask her not to go on the apps, she makes a new one and continues her badness and does what she wants to do. I'm not going to sit here and explain to you guys what really happened because I'm not here to embarrass my daughter. I'm here to teach my daughter. I told her if she continued, I was going to do that, record it, and post it. I've been telling her I'm going to do it. I never stood on my word for a whole year, so now I'm standing on my word after exhausting everything else because I refuse to let these apps run my kid. I refuse for my kid not to have an education. No skipping class. I don't care what you're doing. Skipping class to do what? There's so many other things, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about it on TikTok because I don't owe you guys an explanation. Those who know me in person know that that took me a lot to do. And, clearly, you can tell in the video, it took a lot for me to do. Scroll down and watch the rest of my videos. Go holla at my Instagram. You can tell me and my kid are besties. But the one thing I will not do is let our good relationship be the reason why my kid fails in life. I refuse to be that fucking parent. I'm not going to be that parent. So I don't owe you none of you guys an example. You guys are the weirdos for commenting and sharing and doing all this weird shit. I could care less about any of it because the bond me and my kid have, you guys don't know. So I could care less. At the end of the day, I'm a parent and I need to stand on my word, and that's exactly what I did. So I'm not making no more videos for you guys, not even interacting or even replying. I don't owe you guys nothing.
I'm trying to breathe. Like, oh, she makes me want to go cut her hair off. But this one here went viral all over social media. And it was a very deep concern. And as she says, scroll down. I will start off with the fact that when I observed this lady's page, she is about looks. She is an attention seeker. She proclaims to be spiritual. She is about all looks.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I'm going to go to the host because I have my own opinion on this being a form of punishment or a lesson, because my thing is I despise when people put their business on Facebook, on social media, period, because I feel like some things should be at home. I mean, she did us a favor by putting this on there because she got what she deserved. It was idiotic for her to do it, but it was also more idiotic and to me a form of abuse on what she did. So I'm gonna go over to the host and get his insight on this first.
Ooh, yeah, be careful with these women she I get with, guys. Look, this woman, I mean, I don't have to even go to her page to see what she's all about. You know, she kept bad. I mean, the things that she was saying wasn't making no sense. I ain't doing this for likes or this. Yes, you are. That's the reason why you did what you did, because you was looking for likes, you looking for comments. Because you wouldn't have put it on social media. So why is it that when you punish your daughter, you got to so-called cut her hair and post it on TikTok, Instagram, because you're looking for attention? Look at me, woo! So she was wanting attention, regardless if it was good or bad, and everything. She sounds dumb as hell the way she's sitting there saying, "Well, this is what I do." Everything's coming out that woman's mouth that make no type of sense. I don't know how many kids she has, but maybe that's the only one she has. I pray for the daughter, because if that's your mama, whoo, Jesus! But you just don't do that. You don't embarrass your child like that. Now, I guess boys are different, because boys, you can cut their hair, who give a damn? But girls, that's a sign of their beauty. And unless, I mean, you just cutting her hair right there just says a lot about you. But she was totally wrong cutting that girl's hair right there on TikTok or wherever she was cutting it, and then come back because she was getting a lot of people saying she was wrong, and she kept saying she wasn't doing it for attention, which we know that's what she was doing. She did it for attention, because if you want to punish your child, you can do it. If it's not working, and take the child to counseling, anything, but you don't put the child on TikTok or wherever platform to embarrass her. That's stupid.
And I agree with you because, like I said, I despise when people. I don't even like people in my business. If I don't open that door, don't walk in. But my thing is a form of punishment. If taking the phone, electronics, which a lot of kids, it seems like it got their mind now, that and it's overtaking a lot of people's lives. If that doesn't work, you need to find another means of a way. And like you said, if you can't sit down and talk to your child to see where, if what could we do to change this or the actions, then find, get some help. Because I'm big about, saying, look, this child's acting out for a reason. Something is going on. Let's find out what can we do to change this. But my thing is when you're going for a child's hair, that's the form of her identity. That's why with my children, I let them find their own identity. They're human beings too. They have their own heart. They have their own mind. They have their own emotions. But then, you got a lot of little girls that, just like when I came up, this self-esteem was very low about looks, being poked fun of, and their hair means a lot to them, and it gives them some type of emotion on how they appear. So, Sinise, what is your feeling about what she's saying in this video?
Crap. She's full of crap. I'm gonna say it like I said about the other woman. She's full of crap, and if I could say the words on this platform, I'm just gonna say initially be a capital F and a capital U. So what I'm saying is she's talking about how she's not doing this to embarrass her child, but you're doing everything to embarrass her. I don't get it. You can't. This is like what is it called? A Farquhar. I'm not sure what the word is, but it's something that she's full of crap, a total narcissist. And I don't give a crap. She's jealous of her daughter. You can say what you want, ma'am, but you're jealous of your daughter. So, with that being said, where's the dad? Where's her father? Is this why, if your daughter's acting out, maybe she needs her dad? Counseling, something other than chopping off her hair and embarrassing her on social media and call it is okay. But let me tell you this, it's total abuse, and you will see this later on in life, how she treats you.
Mhm. And I have to agree because my thing is that you continue to say, when I came up, my grandmother used to always say, when a girl goes for your face, it's a sign of jealousy.
Yep.
We're taught that our hair is our glory. And my thing is the thing that you went after was her hair. And it's not just the braids that she cut off. She cut it down to the root. you cut her hair so short that you took away what made it. Because I mean, my thing is, I mean, Keisha, did you see the look on that child's face when she got
Devastation.
to cutting it? And what
Yeah,
was your feeling?
it's a lot going on with this. One, I discipline my children when they and Mackenzie takes me to the max. But there is no way that I would get on TikTok and decide to discipline, no matter what she did. So if she wanted to keep her life personal, she didn't want the comments and all of that. You wanted to cut her hair, you could have cut her hair off of TikTok and sent her out to school, and everybody would have seen her hair cut. You meant to harm this child's self-esteem. You meant to do damage to this child. But the crazy thing is, she's not going to do none of that because the little girl is so beautiful anyway. She can rock any hairstyle that she wants to. She's
Mm-hmm.
going to get more love poured out to her, regardless of what she did. Teenagers, they do stuff, but that's not the way to handle it. You don't discipline your child on live with everybody watching, and then you come back with this hogwash talking about um, how you didn't do it for the likes, how you don't care what people say. If you didn't care what people said, you wouldn't have done that live in front of all the people. Um, she needs help. The little girl's gonna be fine. She was traumatized, but she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine, and she's gonna get more attention and more love poured out to her simply by what the mom did. So she really didn't do anything but build the little girl up even more.
Yeah, because my thing is that the look on the child's face to me was so heartbreaking when her mom was doing it, and to
Mm-hmm.
me it was just like a child being attacked.
Mm-hmm. I was
Um,
done like that as a kid. That's why I said she's not going to be fine. She's going to need help. She's going to need someone to talk to because that's traumatizing when your own parent does stuff like that to you. I was
But I'm
traumatized
sure
as
that
a
little
child
girl's mom done
like
done plenty
that.
of crazy things to her. I'm sure
Yeah,
that little
but
girl's, this ain't the first time her mom done lashed out to
no,
her
no,
and
no,
done
it's not.
stupid stuff
Mm,
to her.
mm-mm.
So,
Trust me.
that little girl probably already coping with it.
The only thing why I can relate to the young lady because I know that look because I had the same look when it was done to me. My cousin, she had long, gorgeous, beautiful black hair, all the way down to her waist, thick. Her mother is so jealous of her, saying that, "Oh, you being cute, trying to talk to boys." She cut her hair off in the middle of the street in front of all the neighbors. Cut all her hair off down to a nub
yeah,
in
but
front of
what do you
everybody.
feel? What do you feel about her reasoning? Because she using the fact that I'm teaching her that education is more important than looks.
So
You
what
know,
she just got bullcrap. What she's teaching her in the future, she's not gonna. Well, first of all, you're teaching your child that you have no respect for her. You're teaching your child of humiliation. You're teaching your child have to have some type of insecurity or some type of what you call it anxiety. You're teaching her all those things. The stuff that
mm,
she's gonna take her years to get over.
yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't. You don't
Take
get
her
over it
electronics.
overnight,
Take her
huh?
stuff. Like there, she
Yeah,
could have taken her stuff. Turn the
yeah,
internet off. Turn the internet
exactly.
off. Take her tablet. Take her
yeah.
phone. Like you're giving her access to all of this stuff because you're giving her all this stuff. You
But you
take her
gotta look at
phone and the
too.
computer's how she gonna get it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think she's representing her mom, replicating
Mhm.
her mom. Because if you go down her page, her mom is, you could tell, even though she used a filter for her eyes or whatever, she is a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you tell she's out about look and it's getting attention. And do you think that maybe a lot more of that attention was going towards her daughter than
Yeah.
her, and then she's using the excuse that, oh, I'm a teacher, education is more important, by taking away her beauty as she thought it would? What do you think about that?
But which one
Yeah,
you think? Any
she
one of us?
attacked her.
Yeah. Hmm.
And,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and I mean, it's just, even with the short hair, she's a beautiful
She's a
girl. But
beautiful
I feel
young
like,
lady.
you know, my daughter, to me, my daughter was better looking than me. And I look at her every time and I just fall in love because I think she's so gorgeous. I couldn't see myself doing that to her. And
Humiliating.
I fought with her for years because she always felt like she was that ugly duckling. She always felt like I'm ugly. She would cry and she would tell me
Mhm.
I'm ugly. I was like, no, you're not. You're beautiful. You're
Mm-mm.
beautiful. And I mean, if you see her now, she's a beautiful woman. And I've always made sure, she dressed up with the bows and the hair. And even when I had cut my hair out, I made sure that my daughter hair was growing because me personally, I felt like I was not gonna cut her hair. I feel like that should have been a choice for her to make when she get older. But while she's a child, I'm gonna take care and feed that hair to grow. I didn't feel like it was my choice to take that from her. But
No.
even seeing that I did things to try to uplift her because I knew how I felt. Because all my life, I felt that ugly duckling. So I was like, no, not my daughter.
Mm-mm.
And so now she's at the stage now to where she knows and she's confident I'm beautiful. So as a mother, if you really a good mother, why would you want to take that from your daughter?
You
I
don't do anything to take away their dignity.
Exactly. And knowing how these kids are today, and I'm pretty sure Dwight, you can relate as well. And I'm gonna get his opinion on this. Coming up in school, they worse now.
Ooh, Lord.
Coming in school, you sit up here talking about social media, you talking about education and taking away her hair and looks. You know how mean kids are and what kids go through now with bullying.
They have no filters.
What do you feel about that concept? Because the fact is, it's not the fact of what she did on social media, because now she's gonna have to go to school and face these kids.
Yeah, going to school is some of the things I see in school. Yeah, and your hair is one of them. And I know the school I went to. If your hair was messed up, though, they ragged on you. They ragged
Mhm.
on you. There wasn't no tomorrow. One guy, it was so bad. I felt so bad for him because he always came to the school with his hair nappy, and they jumped on him and took a pick and went through his head, and the comb broke, and he started crying and everything. So these kids don't have no mercy on you. They'll talk about your hair, they talk about your clothes, they talk about anything. And so her doing that to her daughter, not only is it out there on social media, then she got to deal with that nonsense when she go to school. Kids are probably saying something to her, but the girl is beautiful. I agree with everybody on here. She can probably rock a short hairstyle, long hairstyle, doesn't matter. She got that pure beauty, so she's gonna be okay. Uh, Physically, I mean, physically, I don't know about mentally, but physically she'll be okay. But yeah, kids they are monsters today. They have no mercy on nobody.
No mercy.
And I agree, but my thing is that you're looking also at a different time, and what I look at now is the fact that for her mother to abuse her in this way, to attack her in this way, you got to look at we're dealing with children that cannot deal with depression as the other generations in the past have, to where they're resulting into suicide, they're resulting into unaliving themselves because they have to deal with the pressures and the bullying and low self-esteem. Now, my thing is, even if she had this level of confidence with her hair and her beauty, despite what people tell her now, like, oh, you beautiful, you beautiful, you beautiful, it's going to be all about how she feel about herself, to where
Mhm.
that could cause her to go into depression. But you got to also look at, why would my mom do this to me? Oh, because of education? You always, like, yeah, hair could grow back, but sometimes it doesn't grow back the way it was. And then you got to look at how long it's going to take to grow back. But during this
Years.
time, during this time of growth, what she's going to have to endure with the people making the comments that how you exposed her online like this
It's forever.
because you wanted to get attention.
Hmm.
You thought people would praise you as a mother because you feel like, oh, this is a form of punishment. This to
Mm.
me was a narcissist because, for
Hmm.
one, she doesn't take responsibility for her own wrongful actions. And narcissists are the type of people, they feel like they're never wrong, no matter what. It's you. And I don't know about y'all, but I've dealt with that, and it could tear you down.
Oh yeah, I dealt with that
And
all
then my thing,
until he was gone. All the
yes,
way up until he was gone. I was so happy.
and I just pray that as she get older, that she'll be able to take this as a lesson to know how to love her child more and to treat her child better than to take her to repeat the cycle of abuse of how her mother handled her. And my thing is, for her to feel like, oh, you think looks is everything, what have you taught her?
Exactly.
What are you portraying before her? Because for what I see on that page, that's all you representing. Even though you try to use spirituality and you try to use like you educated, which you're not, because you use educated, you wouldn't have did this to your child.
Mm.
You would know what this would do to your child.
Mm-hmm.
There's other ways
Traumatizing.
of
So I'm sure she's gonna hear from some type of authority, whether it's CPS, because you did this live. So she's gonna have her teachers, other people looking in. I'm sure it's not gonna be washing under the rug. She's gonna have to. Somebody's gonna hold her accountable
Yeah.
for what she did. And if she wanted to
That
discipline
did
this little
happen.
girl,
That did
she should have
happen.
done that off the camera. Off the camera. Now I'm
But see,
seeing
even
moms
after,
expose their daughters for the age, but
Mhm.
she's wrong.
Yeah, and see, it's one
Mm-hmm.
thing as off the camera, but even in private, I could not do that to my child.
No.
Because we look at as women with our hair, we put so much effort and time and money into our hair just to bring out the way we look, to make ourselves feel confident about ourselves, to make ourselves feel like we're beautiful. But then when somebody attacks you, and to me, that's what it looked like. You attacked her, and then you put her in shock, like, I can't believe she's cutting my hair off.
There's that
Yeah.
shock look in her face. That
I think
shock look in
everybody
her
had a
face.
shocked look in their face. I didn't know what she was doing at first. I thought she was pulling her hair. And then I seen her cutting it. And then I think I got just as shocked as the daughter, because I'm like, I know she's not cutting this young woman's hair. And yeah, that's what she was doing. But it ain't over for her. Somebody somewhere is gonna push this, and she opened up a can of worms that she really is not
yeah.
gonna
Well,
be ready
that's what
for.
she's mad about, because she has opened a can of worms. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to this next break, and we're gonna see more on her, because it doesn't stop there. She says, "Well, I'm not gonna speak on this anymore. I'm not gonna make no more videos. I ain't gonna explain to you." But you do, you little narcissist.
Told you, your hair is very well alive. We understand hair to be an extension of your nervous system. Your hair is sending and receiving electrical impulses to and from the brain.
What are you doing?
Don't you tell me what I'm doing. Don't tell me. Don't.
Oh, no. Mommy, I look awful.
Yeah, I know you look awful.
You be quiet. You're always rummaging through my drawers, trying to find a way to make people look at you. Why are you always looking at yourself in the mirror? Why are you doing that? Tell me. You sit still now. This ought to teach you.
Hi. Do you feel traumatized?
No.
Do you feel like I abused you?
No.
Do you feel like this form of discipline was a lot better than any other form of discipline, like physical abuse, that I could have used?
Yes.
You know I love you, right?
Yes.
You know I got your back, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm doing right now is to make you a better person, right?
Yes.
How many times have I spoken to you about this?
A lot of times.
How many times have your teachers called me?
Multiple times.
How many times have you not handed in homework?
A few times.
How many times have you not listened? How many times have I told you when you're grounded not to do certain things and you're still doing them?
A lot of times.
Right. A lot of times, right? And I've been speaking to you about this for how long?
A year.
So today when I did what I did by cutting off your hair, you understand why I did it, right?
Yeah.
And you're learning from it, right?
Yeah.
And what did you learn?
I learned not to disrespect you and to listen to you.
And also?
And to do my homework.
Because school comes first, right?
Yeah.
And if you have no education, then you have nothing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not listening in class, and you're not behaving, and you're not listening to your teachers, and you're not handing in your schoolwork, do you deserve to have extensions in your hair?
No.
Do you deserve to have the latest styles in your hair?
No.
Do you deserve to have nails in your hair?
No.
Your hair will grow back, right?
Yeah.
You can wear wigs, right?
Yeah.
I can add extensions back, right?
Yeah.
So you know what I did? I did out of love, right?
Yeah.
And the only reason why I posted was because of what? You think that these Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and Roblox is your life. I didn't embarrass you. You embarrassed yourself, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. My kid's not abused. My kid isn't upset. My kid knows. This is a learning experience and process. She knows. I never abused my kid. I'm not harming my kid. I'm not even a fucking parent who wants to physically abuse her kid or discipline her kid. This took a lot for me to even do. And I've been talking to her for a whole year about her grades, about listening in class, about not using the phone, all of this stuff. And I actually don't answer to any of you and don't have to explain shit to any of you. This kid right here is letting you know that she knows I did it out of love. And after trying so many different things with her, yes, she got her fair warning. I was going to cut it off and I was going to post it because she's embarrassing herself. This is not about embarrassment. It's so she understands and gets that in this world, these apps, this generation is bullshit. And I, as her parent, am going to do much better in guiding her and making sure she becomes a beautiful, decent young lady. Duh. No. Why is TikTok saying that you hate me? That you're traumatized? Yo, you guys don't know the bond me and this kid have, eh? Is TikTok okay? They think you're some type of like victim or something. Like they don't understand
I'm
that
not.
it's really this easy to put a wig on. Like
Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me go to Keisha because I need to get my girl.
Yeah, you know how I am.
What's the question? Or is it even a question?
It's not even a question, it's what you saw right there.
That mom has basically manipulated that little girl. You know she told her all of this stuff before she actually the little girl looked traumatized. She looked like she's scared. You know, she's just yes, no, I'm not afraid. Yes, I knew you were gonna do it. No child that just got their hair cut off is gonna act like that. So it's a lot of underlying issues with that video that she really shouldn't have shot and put on TikTok because now she feels bad. So mom, that's all mom is trying to justify herself. She wants to be excused for what she did. Well, you can put extensions back. You can put a wig on. If you wouldn't have cut her hair, she wouldn't need no wig. You dummy.
I'm with Keisha on this. I mean, come on now. It doesn't take this ain't rocket science that the girl is basically scared of her mom. Her mom is sitting there telling her what to say, what to do, trying to get on there like everything is cool and everything. Anybody with normal common sense can see through this. I mean, come on. This woman here is just, I don't know. They need to look at this woman. I don't know who the dad is, but the dad, if you really care about your daughter, go get your daughter. Please go get your daughter because this woman is not playing with a full deck. She act crazy, she talk crazy, she trying to make herself sound like she has sense, but she doesn't. I feel bad for the young lady because this can mentally mess her up. So if her dad, if she has a dad that truly care for her, he would go in there and get his daughter from this crazy woman. She's crazy. Wow, unbelievable.
Oh, it's my turn now.
Damn.
But you already know about the capital F and the capital U, and I still stand on that. Yeah, you're a nut job, lady. You have manipulated, brainwashed your child. Your child is only going to say anything to not have you cause any more damage to her. And you think everybody on this planet is going to believe you that's on social media? Lady, you need to go and get some help. that you think that this was okay. You call it not a form of abuse. It is a form of abuse, darling. It's a form of abuse. You say it's not physical. Yes, it was physical. You physically took your big old hand and grabbed her hair and cut it off. And any lesser, you would be put in jail for touching somebody's hair in public. A stranger cutting a stranger's hair, you'll be in jail because it's an assault. Do you not know that? It is. You have physically, mentally abused your child.
It is definite abuse. And my thing is the that's why I had to put the mama dearest in there because that's what she reminded me of.
It was perfect.
Because mommy dearest was had to be the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
She was all about her looks. And if you remember the movie, Christina said, I'm acting like you. So you're sitting up here complaining about your daughter, glorifying her looks, being confident in her being beautiful. And she's actually representing what you're doing in your TikTok videos. So you're mad because, okay, now her grades are falling or whatever is going on, or she getting in fights at school, whatever. But you took that from her. And to say that she's not a victim, no child that depends on a parent for love and financial means is going to disagree with what you say. So by her sitting up there trying to get her to say, no, I'm not a victim. No, I'm not traumatized. Yes, I understand that's why you had to do that. Yeah, you're no, I don't understand why you had to use education to take her hair. In that case, you should have took her brain.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. And to just put her in a position, this is why I say this is the signs of narcissism. People need to, recognize, because I know when I dealt with this person that was narcissist, I was going through depression, so I couldn't identify it at the time. But to deal with a person that's narcissistic, they always try to twist something to make you seem like that you're the one that's at fault and that you understand where they're coming from to justify their wrongful actions.
She embarrassed herself.
You humiliated her, you embarrassed her, you hurt her. You attacked her. And to attack her looks, that's what she did. That had nothing, her hair has nothing to do with education. It's her mind. It's her motivation. My children fall back in school. Okay, you can't go to that party. Okay, you can't be on that phone.
Now, let me take that cell phone. Let me take your TV. Let me take your computer.
And if you go with your dad, okay, he needs to be on the same accord to where this punishment carries out over there too.
Mm-hmm.
But to attack her hair, that's not a reason to use for education, which shows that you're very uneducated.
Very.
I would like to see her GPA. Because
I like to see her school records. I want to see her school records. How was she?
I want her to shave her hair bald. That's what I want.
Oh, it ain't happening.
But no,
that is a wig she got on. She probably don't even have no hair. That's a wig.
Yeah, she got
or
hair.
Extension.
She got hair, but she do have a wig or extensions on.
She got hair.
But the fact is that she tried to say she looked just like you. No, to me, she doesn't look exactly like her. You can tell somebody else's hair.
Well, they do look alike. They definitely look alike.
See, you could tell somebody else is there. She resembles her mom, but she look like somebody else.
Yeah.
But to me, like I say, I feel that her daughter's getting so much attention to where she's jealous of the attention that her daughter's getting because she's so used to have all the attention herself.
Yep.
So what better way to attack than to say, your education. Now, as we further go on, she was because TikTok is a beast. I'm gonna tell you, if you want to get attacked,
Go on
TikTok.
TikTok.
You go on TikTok and tell your business because they gonna get you.
Yeah.
They are the FBI, the private investigators.
Yes,
We don't need police officers
we got lawyers
because
and everything on here.
yes, because she was arrested
Yep.
and the child is in CPS care.
Yep.
As I look
Yeah, I knew it.
today, as I look today, this woman is crazy. She tries to say, "Oh, y'all try to call child habitat on me. You try to call child protective services on me. You try to
She
even
could
have me
have. She could
arrested,
have.
but
Me
I
too.
wasn't arrested." CPS, what did she say to Denise? That CPS called her and
And so
they
she did
commended her
one
on
time.
her parenting. She's such a liar, and
She's
that's
a
one
big
thing.
liar.
Commended her.
Ain't
Yeah,
nobody commending her on
and
that.
exactly. See, this show you what you're dealing with, and that this woman is this child's not in a healthy environment. And I agree with, I would, excuse me, I'm sorry, Josiah. Sorry about that. I agree the fact that what Dwight said that where is this father? Because he needs to step in and save his child.
Mm-hmm.
So she can have a healthy environment to reside in. Because from what I've seen, not just from the page of her mother and the actions, this child is not in a safe environment. She's not in a healthy environment at all,
No.
mentally or emotionally. And now, no matter what somebody say, physically either.
No, because that's physical abuse. I don't care what nobody says. If you put your hands on someone and alter their body in any form, it's physical
Yeah.
abuse.
And the other hilarious thing was she says, well, CPS, they know my child. Baby, you shouldn't have said that.
Mm.
Because if CPS knows your child, it's because you must have a history
Mm-hmm.
Of doing stuff.
of doing
Yeah.
Yep.
things when it comes down to the endangerment of your child. So you shouldn't have said that. That didn't make, that's what I say something is like Dwight said. Dwight was saying something is loose up here.
Real
All the time.
loose.
You know,
She probably got a bucket of bolts underneath her bed that fell out.
yeah. And the reason why I'm pressing for if this father knows this child, I wish he would come forward because I'm gonna be honest, I don't like CPS either.
Mm-mm.
And I don't like CPS either. And you know, this child needs to be in a better situation. And it's the fact that when this child grows up, if she's not placed in a healthier situation, that things could be repeated and cycled with her, and that this will go on in generation with this abuse. I
It
Mhm.
can
don't
cause
know how this woman,
difficulty.
I don't
We
know
think
how
of
this
the
woman's
children.
mother handled her when it came
Mhm.
down to abuse. And I don't know if this was passed down through the generation and attacking the hair or the face or the body in order to get a punishment as a resolution to an action.
Mhm.
I really don't. And it's like, come on now, there's got to be a better way.
Mhm.
But I really think this lady has a mental issue. I do see signs of narcissist because, like I said, a narcissist, they do not take responsibility for their own actions. Everybody else
They
is to
blame
blame.
them.
And then a narcissist always feels like what they do when they try to embarrass that person and they try to tear that person down by talking to others to be their cheerleaders in the actions that they have done wrong.
Mhm.
They manipulate the victim in order to feel as if they were wrong. They do not take responsibility for none of their actions at all. And they will
Because they
lie.
feel like they're right all the time. They think they're
Yeah,
right all the
about
time.
everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they portray this image as if they're righteous. It's this person that attacked me. They did this, and they go to extreme on the littlest things. But my thing is that this is a child.
How old is
And
she anyway?
I want to say I think she's 15.
Now she looks between 14 and 16, somewhere in there.
Yeah, she's a teenager. We could say she is definitely a teenager.
Definitely a
But
teeny.
my thing
Hmm.
is that you know, if not a father, some other family member could step in. I
A
don't think it's safe.
grandmother, auntie,
No, and I feel like
something.
this woman needs psychiatric help. And I don't feel like it will be safe for this child to return back to the home to this mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as far as we know, this woman more than likely has an ongoing history with CPS. That's why she made the statement that CPS knows her, because this type of behavior in the mom didn't just develop. She's
Mm,
probably been like this little girl's whole life, doing
mm,
crazy stuff, So she know the mom, she, of course, I believe she's a narcissist. And the little girl, just like we said about the other little girl, kids learn at an early age how to survive. So they learn those little manipulative or survival techniques to stay alive. No, mom, you're not traumatizing me. No, mom, you're not hurting me. Like, it's like she's a little recorder. Like, she already knows
Know the
how to do
script.
the little, like the little program. No, I'm
yeah,
not
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna
traumatized.
tell
No,
you, just
yes, I'm
like
okay. That's a
yeah,
script.
and just like me and Dwight said, we dealt with. It would even be to the point to where this person could be so lost. Because I was lost at that time when I was going through with this narcissistic person, to where you accept that the fact that they're telling you you're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
to where you take the blame. And you're like, but see, the thing is no matter how you apologize, it's not satisfying enough for them.
No, it's
They're
not
still gonna
extremely.
crucify you. They're still gonna judge you. They're still gonna attack you. They still gonna make it seem like it's you.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
Right.
could say they forgive you, but they don't forgive you because they'll still talk about it to
Mm-hmm.
other people to tear you down because they want to make themselves feel like, okay, because they're attention seekers.
Mm-hmm.
The attention gonna always be on them, as you see even with her. And you go through her page, it's attention of her. She's got to be the light of everything. But you look, when I see this little girl, I see that this girl must have been getting so much attention about her beauty to where that you use the fact that education. I've been wanting her. It was hard for me to do. That didn't look like it was hard for her to do.
Like it was real easy.
It looked like a race. She just went crazy.
You're talking
Just
about it
snatch
took
your
me
breaks.
months. It took me months to get to this point. I didn't want
No,
to deal
it
with it.
took her months to think about, I am
Mm-hmm.
going to actually do it. I'm going
I
to
could
take this from
never,
her.
ever take some scissors and cut my daughter's hair.
Yes, it's crazy. I'm like, I cannot imagine doing my daughter like that. I really can't. You know,
Oh, embarrassing her like that. That's crazy.
yes. Yeah, thank you, Roxanne, for commenting. We see your comments. You falling in with everything we're saying. I want to thank everyone for tuning in over on Facebook on all three pages, the YouTube channel. Please make sure y'all go over there, subscribe, comment, and share. Also Twitch and Twitter. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. But when you say children, I mean, I'm very passionate when it comes down to children. I take it. That's why I say I had to take many breaths, because this woman is just, to me, I'm gonna say she does have a mental problem. But you see every red flag of a narcissist. But as a good parent, I would not say she's that at all.
And the older they get, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and see, my thing is that you gonna cause this girl to, she could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a way to where she said, I'm not gonna do my child like this when I have children. Or she
Or
could actually repeat the cycle.
exactly
Right.
causing chains,
you
cursing.
know, and this here could cause her to build anger inside. This can cause her to fall into depression, get anxiety. You never know, because the way she looked in her face. You cannot tell me that did not traumatize her what her mother did.
It looked like a total like she got shot. It was shock,
Yes, and I
and she
mean,
had to let it happen.
yeah, and
Yeah, it was shock. It was shocking.
yeah, but I mean, for her to be put into place, because I mean, I felt that little girl, because I was that girl to where, and I was a woman when this happened to me, to where it was like, well, you did this, you did that, and I couldn't take this, I couldn't take that. But then when I woke up, I'm like, how dare you? You was wrong. You was disrespectful. But see, it's going to take her to go through counseling to actually realize it's not your fault, baby. You didn't
Not your
deserve
fault.
that. You did
Not
not
your
deserve
fault.
that. And that's what I had to learn. Even as a woman, we have to instill into our children. I had to realize to myself, I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve to be disrespected. I didn't deserve to be treated like that. I didn't deserve all that was given to me. I was not at fault. That was their fault. And maybe one day she will tell her mother that. You were wrong, Mom. That was not a way to handle it.
Nope. You could have sent me to counseling. Find out why my grades were dropping. You could have done anything but cut to humiliate me.
Child need to go to counseling. It's that mama that need to go to counseling.
She
No,
needs
but no,
psychiatric help.
we're talking about like when
Well, she could have took the daughter to counseling besides cutting her hair. But that mama got that issue with her.
Yeah.
The issues are with her. But
and
definitely
she keep going to TikTok. She keep going to social media, trying to justify, trying to make excuse, trying to make a mockery, like ha ha ha, y'all ain't get to me. Because no matter what, like with a narcissist, in their mind, it's not leveled, because it's like, I'm not wrong, y'all wrong. No matter what y'all say, no matter how y'all say I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. She was in the wrong. She's not the victim. I'm the victim.
Exactly.
I tried everything. She don't listen. Disrespectful.
Yeah. And my thing is that, I really, really, really hope that, that somebody reaches out to this child in time. But I pray that if the father gets grips of this and he knows that his child is in CPS care, right?
I hope he's in this child's life. I hope he does.
Yeah.
Or a grandmother. It doesn't a grandmother or auntie or
somebody that's healthy. That's healthy enough for her, because we don't know the kind of background that this mother have.
Right.
Because this came from somewhere. For her to think it's okay.
She has to let them know.
Because it's not okay. But we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
I think that people who have curly hair kind of want straight hair, and people who have straight hair sometimes want curls.
I personally prefer long hair. I don't know, I have friends who have short hair and I'm like, you look gorgeous, but for me, I don't feel that confident unless I have this long mess of hair.
I think people hide behind it because it's such an easy thing. It's right in front of your face. It's kind of like if I can't see them, they can't see me. I think that is something that people use their hair for, to protect themselves from the world.
I love my hair, but sometimes I want to straighten it. I like straight hair. I don't know why.
I know of a lot of people who straighten their hair every day, and I think that's really bad because it's forcing this other image on you when you can be just as beautiful with curly hair.
In middle school, the style was to straighten your hair, and everyone straightened their hair.
Going into freshman year of high school, I decided to not straighten my hair anymore, and I just wore my hair curly. And I feel a lot better about it. I still straighten my hair sometimes, but I feel that by wearing my hair natural, I've really embraced who I am and haven't tried to change myself to fit in.
I don't think there's any definition of oh, this is beautiful hair.
Yeah, there's not one type of hair that's beautiful.
To have beautiful hair, I eat avocados and drink a glass of milk. I just brush it.
I try not to use a ton of heat on it, and I just try to take care of it really well, and not play with my split ends, even though it's really tempting.
I don't like to have to diet or anything, do too much with it, because sometimes that can actually damage your hair. So I just want to try not to damage my hair.
Sometimes my mom puts cream in it so it could look pretty.
I like to moisturize the front of my hair so my hair looks shiny. I like putting my hair in ponytails because I like the way it hangs and flows on its own.
especially if you have like curly hair, it's a pain in the ass. Like, I can't brush my hair when it's dry. Like, there's a lot of things I can't do. But like, you learn to like it.
When I look into the mirror, the most beautiful thing that I see about myself is my hair. I love my hair because I didn't touch lice. I like my hair because I like being blonde. Not a lot of my friends are blonde, so it kind of makes me stick out.
My hair is beautiful and big and fluffy, and my hair is a pillow.
It just makes me feel more confident about myself.
We're progressing where more natural hair is embraced, and for our yearbook, someone who never used a heating tool on her hair in her life won best hair.
Beautiful hair is natural. Beautiful hair is healthy and shiny.
Doesn't have to be a certain color. It's just your hair, and it just has to be whatever you want it to be. Even if you have gray hair, it doesn't really make a big difference on your hair. It's still the same.
As I was growing up, I learned to love my hair even more, especially seeing people like on the internet that love their hair also.
I kept watching videos, and like so many people had curly hair. That's kind of when I started liking it.
Nobody with more curly hair, they aren't as demonstrated in like ads and stuff as straight hair, or like blonde hair and like brown hair are more popular than like black hair, and that's like, it's just kind of strange. Like, it's not okay. Like, everybody needs to be represented equally, so they need to work on that.
If I don't see like someone like me, sometimes I wonder if like I'm good enough, you know? A lot of the YouTubers that I follow, they have a lot of light skin and corkscrew curls, they're very loose. So even the people that I follow and like I look up to in terms of natural hair, they don't really represent who I am. So I would like to see more representation of girls with kinkier hair that look more like me.
I feel like everybody has their own beautiful hair because we don't all have the same kind of hair. If you feel like purple hair fits who you are, then wear purple hair. If you think that your hair looks nice straightened, then have your hair straightened.
You could do whatever you want to your hair. You could do whatever you want to your body, to your face, to your eyes, makeup, whatever. As long as you feel beautiful, that's all that matters.
I haven't been invited yet.
My hurting became a habit. It was tragic that I wanted to cut and stand.
Hey, you pervert. You coward. Do you think you add integrity and respect?
Okay, let's not forget about the poetry contest, which we will be, it's going on right now. We got some submissions of some videos already. We got children that have submitted videos. Just make sure that we have a phone number so that we can get permission from your parent for you to enter. We also need you to make sure that when you do the video, you mention the title of your piece, and it could be up to 5 minutes. So when you submit it in on a separate part, please make sure that you send me your phone number because we will be announcing the winners live. So just make sure that all this is put into, you can send it to me Facebook Messenger or the Unspoken Heart 70@AOL.com. The deadline for all entries will be January the 6th, so we can give judges enough time to go over the videos. So make sure you get it in soon. Thank y'all. Now, as we know, my thing is children are different from the adults and everything. Because I know as grown women, we put a lot of pride into our nails, our feet, our hands, our face, which I don't like wearing a lot of makeup. The most I wear is lipstick. But coming up as children, what do you think as mothers and fathers that we should be instilling into our children when it come down to their identity and taking care of their hair? Because you have different types, as you've seen with the children and their responses and seeing how it makes them feel and what their reasoning was. What do you think as we are teaching our children coming up, what are we teaching them in order to, when it comes down to their hair? Because they have the biblical sense, and then we have the sense that of the growth and the nutrients, but also how it brings out your identity and personality.
It has a lot to play into their lives, but when they're younger, when they little kids, I mean, like 5, 6 elementary, you have a tendency, it's your responsibility to keep up their hair. Now, when they become older, as junior high schools and high school, then you let them have a little bit more freedom of doing their own hair and everything, because it's part of their identity. I mean, it makes them feel good about themselves. It just makes them who they are, no matter how much we like it or don't like it. But it plays a big part of that and everything. And we had to take that and respect the children. But at the same time, like I said, we got to be their parents and be straight up honest with them on a lot of things. But as they grow older, that has a tendency, show their character and who they are as they grow up into adulthood. It's very important.
I agree. You're right on that. Most definitely, it's very important to nurture your child, nurture your children, especially girls and boys too, as well. But we're talking about girls right now. But it's very important to nurture the children about their appearance, their hair, and everything. About the hair is very, very most important part. That makes them feel good about it, because like some of the part of the video, some kids don't like their hair until someone helps them to love their hair, and that'll help with their self-esteem, their confidence level, everything. And so you want to protect that. You don't want to destroy that.
I believe teaching them from a very early age, because outside influences will tear down a child's self-esteem and confidence quicker than anything. Mm-hmm. So I think it starts at home. We have to allow our children, within guidelines, to express themselves, to, express how they want to dress, express, how they want to wear their hair. We have to help them love them, because the world will tear them apart. Their classmates, first, second grade, will start to tear them apart. My 5-year-old came home and said she couldn't be a part of the pretty girl group. I didn't even know it was a pretty girl group. But the pretty girl group are the little girls that, they come with the bows and the little makeup, and 5 years old, so it starts. So then it's my job to make sure she knows that she's pretty, even if she didn't get in this quote unquote pretty girl group. We just have to make sure that we're encouraging them, listen to them. Don't think because they little, they don't know what they're truly feeling and what they're trying to express to us. Mackenzie wants to wear her hair down. I refuse, because it may get cut off, because there's a lot of little girls out there that don't like other little girls with long hair. So I'm afraid if I let her wear her hair down, she may come back with it cut off. And then at that point, nothing we can do about it. So I just say we have to nurture them, listen to them, and help them cultivate who they're becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, well said, well said.
And Keisha, you are correct. because we did let Shakira do that, and someone cut her hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these little girls are jealous. They'll
No
snip it right
girls
off,
like
and ain't nothing you can do about it once it's cut.
Yeah, and all of y'all are correct, and that's one thing I say. It does starts at home, like Denise says, because even with me coming up, you know, if I just wore a ponytail, I made sure no matter what, my daughter didn't go with a strand loose or anything. She always had her hair done, to where now she's 23, she has her own daughter, and I'm so proud because she makes sure even if she do it, she works at nighttime, so she makes sure even at nighttime if she's got to wrap her hair up, that her hair is done. Before she steps out this house, she makes sure her hair is done. And when you see Navia, she comes to me and she's like, Nani, I look cute. So I mean, you correct. It starts when they small.
Mm-hmm.
Keyshawn, she takes her to the nail shop. They go get their nails done. So she's already instilling into her daughter to take, love and pride into herself, to where she'll carry that on, to let her know that she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts when they small. But when you take that from them, especially in this manner, as she has and as the other mother have, even though the first mother didn't take the child's hair, she took the braids, but you're still attacking the hair and what they feel is comfortable. Because if you, at the first lady, if you would have looked before that incident happened, when she was in the car with her dad, she was smiling, she was looking in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
She felt so proud and good about herself.
It smelled felt pretty.
Yeah, but then as soon as her mama seen and knew that another woman did her child's hair and she attacked it and cut it out and it was going off for the dad, it tore everything in that little girl. So as mothers, we're supposed to be examples. You know, we it's not about our emotions, for one. If you're gonna do something because it's the chemistry and you try to protect the hair, that's one thing. But also communicate to let your partner know or your ex-partner know, okay, if somebody else is going to do her hair, just make sure they use this product. Make sure they wear gloves because my child is used to my chemistry. But to use the mere fact, which really with her, I strongly agree, is the fact that another woman did it.
Oh yeah.
It had nothing to do with the other factors.
Mm-mm.
Which you have a lot of bitter women that are like this. So this has been a great topic. I really enjoyed it. I really hope somebody really learned from this, and even if somebody that see things differently, because I know some people say, how can you be jealous of your child? It happens.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of women out there.
I had my
Man,
ex-husband was jealous of my son's hair and he chopped it off because my son's hair, and believe it or not, it was down to here and his eyelash was out to here. He's get compliments, but I kept it braided up. So because he got so much attention, he took it and he cut it off. And I was upset, not because boys not supposed to have long hair, but the mere fact, don't let jealousy be the reason why you cut a child's hair off. You know what I'm saying? Just like my baby's dad. My baby had beautiful long hair and you cut it off. Your hairstyle is not going to suit his head. So now that my son, I said, you got to let a child be able to find their own identity. One thing, we are parents, but it's one thing being a parent, trying to guide our children and lead them in the right direction. And there's another thing when you're trying to be controlling and make them out of something that you want them to be. And what you want them to be is not always their true identity in what they're comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would tell my exes, they have to find whether the only thing I disagree with was the mohawk. I don't like the mohawk. Like, I'm sorry. I would not let my sons do the mohawk. But any other things, with the shortcut, with the lines in it, the braids, the afros, they got to experience all of it because they have to find their own identity.
Yes.
We have to allow our children to be able to be comfortable in their own skin. Only because mommy like bell bottoms doesn't mean that that's what my daughter feel comfortable in.
Mm-hmm. I like pink. My daughter does not like pink.
Yeah, and see, my favorite color is blue. But my thing is, that's probably not my daughter's favorite color. But that is not for me to enforce it on her because that's not probably what she's comfortable in.
No.
We have to realize as parents, yes, we got to teach them right from wrong. We got to encourage and uplift and support them. But we have to realize when things are parenting skills and when things are control. because sometimes you could be passing down that controlling spirit down to them as well, and it's not healthy. You have to allow these children and realize that they are human beings too. Allow them to be able to find their own identity. We might not agree with it because it's not us. They had a different life. The generation is changing.
And sometimes people don't want to allow their children to grow up.
Yeah, that's true. Because my baby, he's 17 and it makes me almost cry.
You gotta let him go. Gotta let him go.
I know. He had to look at him and I'm like, oh, because when they showed me he could drive, I started crying. But my thing is that, yeah, as his mothers, we know our children's gonna have to go one day. They got to go out on their own. We have a protective side, and sometimes even us as single mother, we interfere being alone because the men are not like they used to. You got the men that just want to play chess and checkers. They don't want a true commitment. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be a grown man. They want to just dip, dab, and play. But, that's another topic. But make sure y'all tune in next week because we really got a tasteful topic for y'all that's going to be coming in. And it's pertaining to relationships. I'm not your little secret. So tune in next week as we talk about it. Make sure y'all got your phones up because mine will be. Y'all have a blessed weekend. We love you and stay blessed.